Hey guys, NASCAR Mobile 48 back again, and we're back to another player predictions video, and this is the final one of the season, the final one for the Cup Series. We've done the round of 16, round of 12, round of 8, and now we're down to our championship for the final four as the race at Phoenix kicks off in 2 days for the NASCAR Cup Series, the final race of 2021. And after the checker flag is taken, a lot of things are going to be changing in NASCAR, like the next gen car, couple teams, or actually a team is going to be going away, new driver changes and stuff, and just a whole lot of big changes in general, because you know the Gen 6 car is done after this race. This is the final race for the Gen 6 car, so it's been a fun ride. I've only seen the Gen 6 car for 6 years, and I liked it, so can't wait to see what the next gen car will bring in 2022. But anyway, before we get into our predictions and before we talk about the four drivers that were previously eliminated, let's go and take a review of my previous predictions of who do I predict to be eliminated from like the round of 16 and who was actually eliminated, just like we did with the Xfinity and Truck Series video yesterday and the day before. So let's go ahead and dive on into this video, guys. So it all started with the round of 16 in the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, and here were the four drivers that I predicted to be eliminated from the first round, and those drivers were Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell, Eric Almirola, and Brad Kazowski. Now here are the four drivers that were actually eliminated from the first round, and those drivers are Michael McDowell, Kurt Busch, Tyler Reddick, and Eric Almirola. So I got 2 out of the 4 right. I predicted Almirola and McDowell to be eliminated in the first round. The ones I did predict made it on smoothly into the next round. And so let's take a look at the drivers that made it to the round of 12. And so here are the drivers that made it on into the round of 12 of the NASCAR playoffs. And here are the 4 drivers I predicted to be eliminated from the round of 12. And those drivers are Christopher Bell, Brad Kazowski, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano. And so here were the 4 drivers that were actually eliminated from the round of 12. Alex Bowman, William Byron, Christopher Bell, and Kevin Harvick. And so here are the drivers that made it on into the round of 8. And also, out of the round of 12 elimination, I only got 1 of them right, while the other 3 made it on into the round of 8. And so here is the round of 8 for the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. And here are the 4 drivers that I predicted that would be eliminated after the round of 8. And so the 4 drivers that I predicted to be eliminated after the round of 8 were Brad Kazowski, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, and Martin Truex Jr. Now, here are the drivers that were actually eliminated, and we're going to be talking about how their season went and how the round of 8 went for them. First up was Joey Logano. Joey Logano, coming into this round, I thought he would make his way into the championship 4, but the first race of the playoffs, early trouble at Texas, nothing of his doing, just an engine failure. First time he's had an engine failure since 2014, so it was kind of rare for Logano to get one, and it just so happened to happen at Texas, and that already put him in a must-win situation going into the next 2 races at Kansas and Martinsville. 2 tracks that Logano could have won on, but at Kansas he got a 9th place finish, which is pretty good, but it was already headed into a must-win situation at Martinsville, and they didn't really have a race-winning car. They were able to get 10th, but not enough for Logano to make his way into the playoffs. He needed a win, so sucks for Joey Logano trying to get his 2nd championship, but it looks like he's gonna have to wait next year to try to capture that 2nd championship title, as Joey Logano eliminated from the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. So that was a terrible ripoff, just like I did a couple weeks ago. The next driver that was eliminated was Ryan Blaney, and I got him correct. I predicted he would be out. The first race at Texas went pretty well for him. He got a nice solid 6th place finish. I believe he was above the cut line, I believe. And then Kansas, all hell broke loose for Ryan Blaney. He was kind of put in a must-win. Well, he wasn't necessarily in a must-win situation after the wreck at Kansas. That gave him, a 37th place finish after that contact with Austin Dillon. That technically didn't put him in a must-win situation because he had so many points. Like, he was 31 above, and then after the race, he was like -1. And so Martinsville, he could have easily pointed his way in, but then they struggled. I mean, and then I think he did brake check Austin Dillon because he was mad. if I were Ryan Blaney, that was a really stupid idea. He should have just tried his best instead of just making the car worse and stuff. So, but Blaney didn't have a good car to begin with, so it does suck for Blaney to go out like that after he was having a pretty nice, solid playoff or postseason overall. So sucks for Ryan Blaney, but trying to capture his first career NASCAR Cup Series championship, and looks like that's going to have to come at a later time. But at least he was able to get an 11th place finish on Martinsville, but still not enough to get him into the championship four, as Ryan Blaney eliminated from the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series playoffs as another terrible ripoff. I was good at this in the first round, but now I'm bad at this. All right, that was actually pretty good. Best one in a couple weeks, but yeah, sucks for Ryan Blaney. Next up is Kyle Busch, which is the prediction I got wrong. I thought he would make the championship four, but Kyle Busch will miss the championship four for the second year in a row. His playoffs, his round of 8 started off pretty good. Got 8th at Texas after having a wild day. Then got 28th at Kansas, meaning that he was needed to point his way in, because I think Kyle Busch, he was above the cut line by like, I believe, 1 point, and so it was going to be a close battle. But yeah, Kansas, they struggled, and he said the car was killed. He said his famous line, got 28th. And then Martinsville, he was running pretty well, but then it was just a close tie battle between him, Kazowski, and Truex that ultimately it went to his teammate Truex, and Kyle Busch had to stick for second, finishing second to Alex Bowman. Needed to go for the win to make his way in, but raced Bowman cleanly and just didn't make the championship four. So does suck for Kyle Busch and the 18 team. They actually had a really good season compared to last year, so we'll see next year if the two-time champ can go for championship number 3, as Kyle Busch eliminated from the NASCAR playoffs. And that's it. Decent rip. And finally, the last driver to not make his way into the championship four was Brad Kazowski. I did predict him to get eliminated, so that's 2 out of 4, which is pretty good for me, just like I did in the first round. But anyway, it does suck for Brad Kazowski in his final season with Team Penske, and Sunday will be his final race with his teammates Joey Logano, longtime teammate Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney. His round of 8 went pretty well. He got 4th at Texas, 17th at Kansas, which wasn't really good because he was running pretty decently and he started pretty good at Kansas, but then kind of fell back and got 17th and stuff, so was not good for Brad Kazowski because he had a day of just terribleness for that team. And then coming into Martinsville, he was just 6 points below the cut line and stuff, and he could have easily pointed his way in, but towards the end of stage 2, it was go big, go home, win or not. So Kazowski was just battling his way through. He took out Chase Elliott, took out Kyle Busch, but ultimately gets 3rd and misses the championship 4 and stuff, because Brad Kazowski trying to go back-to-back in the championship 4. But hey, since these were the last 3 Fords in the NASCAR playoffs, this is the first time that there are no Fords in the championship 4 since 2015, and Kyle Busch won that championship, and it was a Toyota, because it was Toyota versus Chevy. So that does suck for Brad Kazowski, especially in his final year with Team Penske, but about to make his final start for the team as he heads out to Roush next year. So does suck for Brad Kazowski, but just wasn't enough for him to make the to make the championship 4. So Brad Kazowski, in his final season with Team Penske, eliminated from the 2021 NASCAR playoffs. Is another terrible rip. I need to think of something new for next year. And so here they are, your 2021 NASCAR Cup Series Championship 4. We're going to go one by one, just like we did in the past couple of days, talking about each driver. And we're going to be talking about why I think they could win the championship and also why they can't. So let's go ahead and start off with Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, we all know about Kyle Larson having a stellar season, coming out from suspension last year, getting the win at Las Vegas, and then just winning 8 more races throughout the year. Kyle Larson just had a blast. Just coming into the 5-car for Hendrick Motorsports has just been an absolute tear on the rest of the field, and he's just been having a stellar season and a championship looking season. So it's possible for him to come out here and get the championship with 9 wins coming into this final race of the season, and just so many top 5, so many top 10s, and he also won the All-Star race. So Kyle Larson, or Young Money in this case, he's coming out on top, and hopefully he can finish on top as he heads into Phoenix this Sunday. if there's a reason why I say Kyle Larson will win this championship, it's just the dominance that he's had. The dominance has definitely happened for Kyle Larson, because even at Phoenix earlier this year, he was running really well and stuff. So you got to admit, you cannot count out Kyle Larson for this championship. It's like an easy, safe pick if you don't want to lose any money on betting and stuff. Now, is there a reason Kyle Larson could lose this championship? Of course. A reason Kyle Larson could lose his championship is mistakes. Penalties, for instance, because I do remember from earlier this year, Kyle Larson had 2 speeding penalties at Phoenix, and without those speeding penalties, he would have beaten Truex Jr. and would have won the race at Phoenix, and he would have already had 10 wins on his resume for this season. So the mistakes and penalties can get to Kyle Larson and stuff, so you have to watch out for him. And also, Larson has not been the best driver at the 750 horsepower tracks. Hendrick Motorsports has been really good at the 550 tracks, and you leave the 750 tracks to Joe Gibbs Racing, so that could be a reason why Kyle Larson could get eliminated. So I think he can win the championship because of the dominant season he's had, and I think he can't win it because of mistakes and penalties and stuff. So we'll have to see, but watch out for Kyle Larson to try and go for his first NASCAR Cup Series championship title. Next up, we have Chase Elliott in the number 9 trying to go for back-to-back series championship titles. I mean, his favorite baseball team, the Atlanta Braves, won the World Series. So Chase Elliott trying to add to George's name and trying to go for back-to-back series titles. And also, not only that for Chase Elliott's had a pretty decent season in my opinion. It wasn't as good as he did last year because at COTA, he did win the rain-shortened COTA race, and he also won the 4th of July race at Road America. And ever since July, he hasn't been back to his winning ways. I mean, he's been close at some other tracks like the Roval. He could have won that race. Watton's Glen could have won that race, but Kyle Larson just keeps beating him, guys. He just keeps beating him, and he's had that beef with Kevin Harvick in the round of 12, so you got to think about that. So Chase Elliott trying to come in, trying to get championship number 2, and trying to win at Phoenix again because he won this race a year ago to get his first NASCAR Cup Series trophy. So what is there a reason why Chase Elliott could win this championship? I'd say his best odds is the experience. He's been in the championship 4 before, and he's won the championship 4 before and stuff, and he's beaten all of his competitors that year. So Chase Elliott, I think a reason he could win it is because he has the experience and he knows what's at stake and he knows what to do. He's learned from last year, and so that he could probably do even better this year. And heck, last year he came from the back of the field. So watch out for Chase Elliott. And the reason why I don't think he can win it, probably because Chase Elliott hasn't been the exact same as he was last year. Do I expect Chase Elliott to go out and win this race? Do I expect him to just take it from Kyle Larson? Not necessarily, but I think he can definitely compete because Elliott's won here before and Larson has not. So I would say watch out for Chase Elliott on that. So a reason why I think he could win the championship is the experience he's had last year, and a reason why I don't think he can win it is because he hasn't been as good as he was last year. Next up, we have Truex Jr., MTJ, who's had a 3-win season. He did really well in the first half of the season. He's just had a really great season, but then the second half of the season hasn't been all too well. I mean, he has 1 win, and that was at Richmond a couple months back, but still the second half of the season kind of killed me for the MTJ vibe because he won at Darlington, he won at Martinsville, and he won at another track. I forgot what it was, but then he ran good at Sonoma. He was running good at these other tracks. Oh wait, Phoenix. Yeah, he won at Phoenix. He won at Phoenix earlier this year. He won at Martinsville, won at Darlington, and then ever since that Darlington win, he's fallen off a cliff. And minus that Sonoma race, he's just fallen off a cliff. And then he picked it back up in the start of the playoffs, getting a nice win at Richmond, and then he's just been solid and okay, I guess. So Truex has had a pretty decent season, in my opinion, 4 wins. So is there a reason why I think Truex could win the championship? Is because he's won at Phoenix earlier this year. He knows what's at stake, and it was like a practice for them. Because Truex, I think, in my opinion, kind of most likely dominated that race. He was just running up front, running really well, and I feel like the experience that he's had from earlier this year can definitely put in a factor for Sunday and stuff. Like Joey Logano, he won at Phoenix last year, and then in the second Phoenix race he finished second to Chase Elliott. So maybe Truex could finish second. Now, the reason I don't think Truex could win the championship is because he hasn't been exactly the first half of the season, Truex Jr., like we saw. Now, if Truex was like he was in the first half of the season, he could definitely steal this championship away from Larson or Elliot or even Denny Hamlin and stuff. But I don't think that's the case, because I don't see Truex as the driver currently right now who can do that right now, because he has not been as good as he was in the first half of the season. So reason I think Truex could win the championship is because of the win at Phoenix from earlier this season, and the reason I don't think he can do it is because he has not been as good as he was in the first half of the regular season. So we'll see what happens with Truex Jr., but definitely watch out for him, as him and Chase Elliott are both looking for their second championship title. And now we have our final driver, Denny Hamlin, in the number 11. He's had a pretty consistent and just a very consistent start to the season. He's been running very well, and he was close to winning the regular season championship title without winning a race that season. This season. But Chase Briscoe had some other things to say. But then Denny Hamlin did win 2 races in the postseason. He won the playoff opener at Darlington and won the round of 12 opener at Las Vegas. So Denny Hamlin, he's had a pretty decent season in my opinion. Just something I don't think any of us or even he was expecting. So what would I say about Hamlin? What would I say his best odds of winning the championship? Why do I think he can win the championship? I think Hamlin can win the championship because I feel like that recent incident at Martinsville with Alex Bowman definitely lit a fire under him, showing that I'm not going to be pushed around. I'm going to go out here to Phoenix. I'm going to win this championship because I know I can do it. I've been here before. This is the 3rd year in a row I've made the championship for the 4th time overall. I have the experience in the championship for. I can go out, I can win it because I'm good at this track. Because he's won at this track a couple years ago, so watch out for Denny Hamlin. Because he won at Phoenix in 2019 to punch his ticket in to Homestead for the championship 4. And a reason why I don't think Hamlin can do it is you also got to think for a driver like Denny Hamlin, you got to believe that there's a lot of pressure on him. Because 3 years in a row he made the championship 4th time overall, and you don't win the championship, and just the pressure that's going to be on him and stuff, and all the jokes being made was, oh, Hamlin can't win a championship and stuff. So that's definitely going to be a lot of pressure on the number 11 team and Denny Hamlin especially. So we'll have to see what happens. So a reason why I think he can win the championship is the determination in himself, and the reason I don't think he can do it is the pressure that's going to be put onto him. And so now it is time for us to decide who do I think is going to win the championship. We're going to go from 4th, 3rd, 2nd to champion. So who do I think is going to finish last of the championship 4? And that driver is Truex Jr. I feel like Truex Jr. is going to finish dead last in the championship because, well, you got to think Sunday was anything but pretty for Truex Jr. I mean, he squeaked by into the championship 4, despite 3 finishes outside the top 10 the last 5 races, and 2 of them were 25th or worse and stuff. So that was something that was really scary for them, because they barely squeaked by and stuff, and that speaks to the consistency and the quality of Truex Jr.'s season overall. And there's certainly a more than deserving group to be racing for this title this weekend, in my honest opinion. While Truex and his team are probably the championship eligible team with the least momentum, in my opinion, in no way are they a long shot to take the whole thing and stuff. I mean he's still a 4-time winner of the season, and the first of those victories came early this season at this track. So I think Truex could have the shot, but I just feel like the lack of consistency he's had in the past few races can definitely hit him right now, because like I said, this is not the Truex Jr. that we've seen in the first half of the season. So that's why I don't think Truex Jr. will win the championship. I think he'll just finish dead last, which I hate to see it for him. It'd be very cool for him to win it, but what happens. So now let's move on to 3rd place, and that is Chase Elliott, in my opinion. While Elliot was unable to match last season's 5-win total, his title defense was about on par, with the stats from last year, with an even better average finish. Last year was 11.7. This year was 11.5. Not a huge difference, but still, I think that's pretty good. And that's with the stretch run that has seen him finish outside the top 10 in 4 of the last 7 races, and no wins since Road America back in July. I mean, still he did what he needed waited in order to advance and was actually the first driver to clinch his spot on points, which is very good for him. And he's defending race winner at Phoenix, obviously, and 5 of his past 8 races there have netted him, I believe, like top 7, somewhere around there. So, and then 4 of them were like top 5 finishes. So you can't go wrong with any of these 4 drivers right here. And Elliot's a strong pick to hoist the trophy in the desert for the 2nd straight year, but I don't know. It's just he has not won since July, and he hasn't been having really good finishes the past few races. I mean, Martinsville, you have to give an excuse. He did get dumped by Kazowski, so I'd hate it for Chase Elliott fans and stuff, but I don't think Chase Elliott will go back-to-back for championships, so I think he's going to finish 3rd. So let's move on. It is time between Larson and Hamlin. Who do I think will win the championship? Let's go with the driver that I think finishes 2nd, and that driver is Kyle Larson. That's right. I don't think Kyle Larson will win the championship because, like, okay, I know this is a bit shocking, but hear me out. Of course, like, everyone and their mothers expect Kyle Larson, with the domination as shown of his 9-win season, to just waltz in and win the championship on Sunday. That's not how any of this works, guys, because however, we always make such a big deal of the first driver to clinch to open the round of 8 having such an advantage with more time to prepare, yet that driver has only gone on to win the title twice, and that was like Johnson in 2016 and Logano in 2018. They won the first race of the round of 8 and they went on to win the championship. I mean, Logano did win the first race of the round of 8 last year. He didn't win the championship. He finished 2nd to Chase Elliott and stuff. So Larson, who of course until this year had some questioning his ability to come through in the clutch, has also never been the championship 4 before. So this is the first time for him. So he has a lot of learning to go through on in this Sunday's race. Well, of course, we all know he's the #1 ranked driver and is going for the 3rd year in a row and 4th overall. Nobody will be surprised if Larson wins the title on Sunday, but there are enough factors working for his 2021 counterpart that it shouldn't be a shock to see if he falls short, because Larson has fallen short a couple of times, like Pocono, he's fallen short. Bristol Dirt, he could have won that race but got taken out, so things can happen, guys. It's not going to be easy cakewalk. Things can happen and stuff. You don't know if any of these 3 drivers can just come out and beat him flat out. So I don't think Kyle Larson will win the championship title, which means the driver I predict to win the championship title is the driver that got booed by his own home crowd, Denny Hamlin. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that for Denny Hamlin. That must suck, but as a Bowman fan, I do feel bad for him. But Denny Hamlin, I feel like it's time. And I guess, and to be honest, some of us and most of us are tired of hearing it. Some don't care. But Denny and himself is surely tired of hearing it. After Sunday, I feel pretty good about that Denny Hamlin will no longer be the best driver without a title, because I think he'll be a champion. Because in so many ways, he's had a better season than his 7-win campaign last year. And he was better than Larson coming, well, not all the time, but sometimes he was better than Kyle Larson in my opinion. Like coming off one of his most emotional races ever last week at Martinsville, expected a charged up and uber focused Hamlin to find his way to the front at Phoenix and go through blood, sweat, and tears or something for the win or something that tries to get past him. So all eyes should be on Hamlin on Sunday, because I feel like the stuff that's happened with him last week and over the course of this week, I think it's going to light a fire under his butt, under his freaking ass, to him to go out and win the championship this Sunday at Phoenix. So I think it could happen for Denny Hamlin. If he wins the championship, I'll be happy for him and I won't boo him and stuff, but I would be very happy for Denny Hamlin, because I think he is a driver who is deserving of winning a championship after having, going 0-3 right now. So hopefully he can go 1-4, so we'll see. But Denny Hamlin is my prediction to win the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series championship title. And that's it for this video, guys. And that's going to do it for today's video. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I will have this video up later today. Should be going on through the Truck Series race. Also, I will have my review for the Cup Series race up on Sunday, so watch out for that. And I should have a video for my gaming channel up tomorrow, since I couldn't do it this week because of this whole 3 straight day video and stuff. So can't wait for this one to be released. Can't wait for you guys to see it. If you want to follow me on Instagram, link will be in the description. And if you want to subscribe to my gaming channel, link will be in the description. And that's going to do it. So see you guys on Sunday. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see who will win the Truck Series Championship today and Xfinity Series Championship tomorrow. This is NASCAR Mobile 48. Peace out.